Good evening. A little late on the draw on the button tonight. My apologies. I made it. That counts, right? My apologies. I was in a good mood. I was in a decent mood. I'm exhausted. Mentally, physically, not spiritually. Thankfully, thank you, Father. I'm just exhausted. I need peace. I was looking over some of the stuff going on in the news. And we're in for a hell of a ride, folks. I'm not gonna kid ya. And, you know, this isn't the video for this is gonna happen now. You need to run and buy this. I don't know how long this stuff is gonna take. No idea. But I can tell you that the writing is on the wall. And I can tell you that it's so obvious, it's unbelievable. But my fear is that people are going to fall for it. En masse. Because I've already watched it happen. I watched it happen in 2016. I firmly believe we're about to watch it again in 2024. And it's unfolding in front of our eyes once again. Have a good one, Mr. Martin. I don't, sorry, I don't have idols. The Father is my idol. That's my, I mean, if you want to call it, he's not an idol, but I mean, the Father's it. I don't have idols. So, sorry, not sorry. We are about to be duped big time, and I hope what I'm going to show you might ring some bells. I hope. I hope I at least pique some interest with this, because it's a tactic that's being used, and it was used. It's been being used for a long damn time, but it's really being used hardcore right now. And it's mainly on the conservatives. That's who they're targeting right now, is the conservatives. And let me go ahead and jump right on into it. Elon Musk threatens war on Apple. Sounds great, right? I mean, this guy, look at what he's done. He's already bought Twitter. He's already unbanned Trump. He's got some big amnesty going on. I don't know if Alex Jones is unbanned now or not or whatever, but man, oh man, he is just spreading that freedom train as far and wide as it can go. And he is just the most patriotic person on the planet. And he's even taking on Apple. Apple. He's willing to take on Apple. Wow. Man. We can trust this guy. I think. I'm not so sure. Yeah, he's brought Trump back. Well, he's unbanned Trump on Twitter, unbanned a bunch of people on Twitter. He's done all this stuff. I don't know. I just need one more sign. One more sign to really make me feel warm and fuzzy that Elon Musk is on my side. And he's imperatively concerned about my freedoms, about my protection, about my life, about me. He cares. I have to see it. There's one other thing that might show how much he cares about me. Man, I'm tingly and feeling warm. Well, what's this? Elon Musk reveals what's on his nightstand? Okay, what? Huh? What? No. The Second Amendment too? Done. 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 You have my soul, Elon. You have my soul. That's how this is going to play out. And that's why this is going on. He mentioned something today, he tweeted something about a PSYOP. You want to know what the PSYOP is? This is the PSYOP. He is part of the PSYOP. He has made it very clear that his ambitions are to turn this Twitter into WeChat, which is essential to the social credit score system in China. We already know that he's been playing with brain implant technology. Folks, we better get a grip on this quick. And by that, we need to be communicating with one another and being real with one another. Even if that means pulling a buddy down off their cloud. When I saw this, I knew instantly what the score was. Instantly. Because Trump did the same damn thing. We're being set up. And you knew that. I'm not telling you nothing there. Hopefully I'm helping define a little bit how it is that we're getting set up. That's how this works. This is how they get you emotionally wrapped up into someone, emotionally involved in, if you will, in someone. And then once they do that, they've got you. And in today's society, they've got you. Because all they got to do is show you a couple more people that feel like you do. And, oh, hell, it's on now. And look what they're doing to the left. Look at what they're doing with, like, the LGBTQ crowd and the trans crowd and all of that. Look at how big they are exploding the size of those groups and making it seem like, oh, hell, it's almost everybody. When it is such a small percentage of a fraction. Hexa Bruce. it's unbelievable. And here they run the entire nation around by its nose. And there's a lot of this that we have no control over. Okay, we don't have any control, nor should we, over the stuff that Elon is tweeting and saying. We shouldn't have control over it. Not my point. But what we should have is honest conversations with one another. And we really need to do away with the pride and the ego and the... Man, I have never seen or read of a... Well, okay, yeah, I have. Can't say that. That wouldn't be true. But I don't know that you want to tell me, or you want me to tell you what it reminds me of. But the statement I was going to say is I've never seen a civilization run so hard and so fast away from the word. It's unreal. While claiming the entire time how much they're holding on to it. It's kind of humorous. And I'm not trying to step on anybody. It's not my intent. But when you come out with ego and pride about something and you're just absolutely factually wrong about it, and you're just going 100% by emotion and tradition and dogma, I get a chuckle. The video out today I'll just say about the Christmas tree. And it's like you really do need to read the book. Read the book. And when you're in there, show me the part about Christmas. And when you're in there, show me the part about Easter. Show me those two things in there. If you can show me those things in the Bible, okay. I'll shut up on it. But I know you can't. Because it's not in there and it never was. And if you actually read, find out what that tree represents. It's all in there. All in there. Not all trees are bad. Not all trees in all instances in the good book are bad. Absolutely not. But there are cases that there are. In fact, going all the way back to Adam and Eve, if you will. Seems like there was a tree there that had a particular fruit that wasn't supposed to be ate upon. Well, what do I know? What do I know? I just read the book. Well, that's not really true. I've read the book and researched the hell out of it and many other beliefs from around the world and continue to do so. But, how would I know? Anyway, sorry. I'll digress. I really think we need to be concerned about this. I can't emphasize enough how much we need to be concerned about what Elon Musk is doing right now and about what his future plans will be. It is literally spelled out in front of us between everything that he's involved in. Man. And it kind of, I'm going to be honest, it kind of freaks me out in kind of an eerie, creepy, kind of freaks me out kind of way. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be honest. If I could find a group of people and a hunk of property out in the middle of BFE, I'd be all about it. I'd be all about it. But I'd want to go there, and I would want to, for the most part, completely disconnect. And when I say that, I don't mean not take in information, news, see what's going on in the world, because that's important. But it would be limited to that. I'll tell you what, I really think things are about to get stupid and quick. And again, I'm not saying that to fearmonger. I'm not saying that so you need to go buy this or please be about your getting ready, and please be about talking to others. Don't this whole OPSEC. Yeah, you can have OPSEC, but please talk to people. Even people that aren't in your circle, if you get a chance to bring it up. If you've got a local town page, and I've done this. If you've got like a little local town page, like when Amazon's running their deal on their potato shreds or their black bean burger, I don't know, maybe post it in that group. And just, you don't have to say, oh, I've got 2 years worth of food and you need to do that. No, you don't have to do all that. But you can post the sale. And hey, be cool. Don't use an affiliate link or anything like that. Just post a sale link. I don't. When I post something, it's no way I would use an affiliate link to go to my town's page. I'm just feel dirty doing it. That's me. That's my opinion. If you wouldn't, that's you. But anyway, just mention, touch preparedness. You don't have to go into detail or anything like that. Just plant that seed. And another thing that is up to you, all of it's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with. But I always like to offer help in the post as well. If anybody's got any questions or anything like that, I always make sure to offer that help. Because that is, I'll call it an olive branch, if you will. That is you reaching out and saying, is there anybody out there? And those that know will know. And those that are interested in knowing you will get to know you. It's freaky. Like I say, when I saw that, I knew what he was doing. Freaky. It's not the only thing in the news, though. Global economy is in for violent shocks ahead, says economist. I don't have a lot of tabs open. I've got, including this one, I've got 5 tabs open, and then we've got the headlines from today. So, kind of figure I'd try to keep it as light as I could. I'm exhausted. I didn't, at about 1:30, 2 o'clock this morning, I was trying unsuccessfully to eat, and I haven't gotten much sleep, and I'm beat, I'm tired, my back has just been tearing me up, and then aside from that, I gotta wait a couple of days before I can order more Benadryl, which is one of the things that helps me get to sleep. I take 5 just generic Benadryl. I take 5 of those puppies before bed, when I got them. And usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I can start to kind of get tired enough to work on the process of getting to sleep. It takes me hours. If it takes me, it's rare it takes me less than 3 to 4 hours to fall asleep. It's crazy. I hate it. And I did see, by the way, the Rebel, the FIFA World Cup. Any idea as what you think they might have up their sleeve? So while you're replying, I'll read a little bit of this here. There's a tendency to see economic challenges as temporary and quickly reversible, but this time the world is headed for a profound economic and financial shift rather than just another recession, Mohammed El-Arian has warned. And I would agree, and I think what they're going to do is the world is going to be in peril, and it's going to be the entire planet as far as financially, monetarily, is going to be in peril. And the only way that we're going to be able to do this and anybody's going to be able to live is if we just put everything to zero. But it's going to come at a cost, if you will. And that is a monetary change, as monetary system change. And that's when they're going to introduce your digital currency. That is going to be the Great Reset. And mark my words when I say it's going to be the entire planet at the same time, just like the whole CV-19 thing and their solution for it. Was that not a entire global, no matter what was going on, what other conflicts was happening, right? Everybody got on board simultaneously for that. It's amazing. I never seen so much voluntary world involvement in anything ever. Oh, that's because of the seriousness of it. Really? Okay. Thought we'd been down that road a few billion times. And again, I think that all of this is going to go together. I think it's all going to be included together. I think this whole social credit score thing's going to take place at the and that's what they're doing. They're getting all these things ready so that when it's time, they'll just slip it all into place. And there's a lot of stuff that's happened for decades now that I've been calling out, I've been warning about for decades. And you're going to see a lot of this get put in place too. You know, I've talked quite a bit over the years about the, dang it, what do they call them? I'm sorry for my memory lapses that I have anymore. It's frustrating to me. The group of people, oh, it's right there. The TSA is the ones, I think, Homeland Security, TSA are the ones that's in charge of them. They were in Tennessee. They were doing, mostly, they were doing the no refusal blood draw checkpoints. The Viper teams. I knew I'd get it. There's no E in it. If you want to Google it, it's VIPR. No E in it. And you're going to see that go into effect. You know, that's why they've been pre-staging all of this military equipment for all these years, decades at this point, all around the country. With the, dang it, what is it, the 1033, 1035, I don't know. But, yeah, the whatever, military appropriation or whatever the hell it was called. to give military weapons to local law enforcement and all that good stuff. Good to know all that stuff's pre-staged, isn't it? We paid for it. All of it. Just beautiful. Anyway, you can bet your bottom dollar that this economist is on the right track, in the very least. Let me go ahead and, you already knew about that stuff. Gazprom to mothball Nord Stream pipelines. So, we'll see, but it's starting to look less and less like they're going to be putting anything to any of it. So, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this, and I'm not one that picks sides on any of this. I'm not on anybody's side, but I know if I was to look at that situation myself, if it were me, if I were in Russia's shoes, I damn well wouldn't put gas back through that line. That's the last damn thing I'd be doing. I'd finish blowing it up myself, I think. Let me look up. FIFA World Cup could have some event that stops it. They keep pushing political stuff. Yeah, I have noticed that. I don't, as you guys know, I don't share out sports stuff, or I very rarely do. But I see it in the feed all the time. And I have seen a lot of stuff with that. Something to do with flags, and I don't know. It seems like that every single thing that they can come up with to bicker about when it comes to that World Cup, they are. It's really crazy. But yeah, I have seen that. I absolutely have seen that. You make a good point, and that would make sense. Because all this drama leading up to it would definitely put all eyes on it. So, you may be onto something there. You make damn sure if it happens, you come back here and you let people know that you said it. You might be onto something there. This here says Russian energy major Gazprom is planning to shutter the Nord Stream gas pipelines and compressor stations, the Kommersant newspaper reported on Monday, citing company sources. In September, both strings of Nord Stream 1 and one string of Nord Stream 2 pipeline were damaged by explosions and are currently inoperable. According to the report, gas pumping equipment will not be moved from the Portovaya and the Slayanskaya, I'm sure I said that wrong, compressor stations, and will remain on site. This will help relaunch flows at short notice once the pipelines are restored. Analyst Sergei Kondratyev, good luck on that, of the Institute of Energy and Finance told the news outlet that the decision has merit, as it is now difficult to assess the timing of the repairs. Also, the transfer of equipment to other compressor stations is not viable, since Portovaya uses unique equipment. According to the expert, the work may take from 3 to 5 months and cost up to 3 billion rubles, or around $50 million. It is also unclear whether Gazprom will restore the pipelines at all. Machinery at the Portovaya compressor station was out of service long before the explosions due to a lack of proper maintenance amid Western sanctions on Russia. There is no answer to the question of how and why to restore the strings of Nord Stream if the pumps at Portovaya station are out of service, Gazprom head Alexei Miller said last month. Russia condemned the explosions that damaged the pipelines as an act of international terrorism. The Russian Defense Ministry said last month it suspects the British Navy to be involved, but London has denied the accusation after their own probes Sweden and Denmark both reported that the fractures in the pipelines were caused by explosions, but have not made suggestions as to who might be responsible. So, I would say it's probably safe to say they're probably not going to be putting anything to it. I don't even know if they'll put anything through the one string of what, Nord Stream 2, I think it is. Yeah. Oh man, still not feeling good either. Just yeah. And I couldn't eat last night. I managed to eat a cheeseburger today, and that's like bribing myself because I love cheeseburgers and haven't been making them a whole lot lately. And so I bribed myself with that and was able to eat a cheeseburger earlier. And then I ate a can of tuna and, of course, mayo bread. But it's just not. Ugh. It's one of those deals I'm making myself eat because I know I need to eat. Hang on. I don't know if there's something on those glasses or if my eyes are, for some reason, super blurry, but I can barely read it. No, my eyes are blurry. Kiev mayor warns of potential evacuation. I mean, it's like blurry. Like I'm like as if I'm like drunk blurry. I mean, it's pretty bad. Kiev mayor Vitaly Klitschko has warned there may be a partial evacuation of the Ukrainian capital as the authorities expect more blackouts well into next year. Over the past several weeks, Russian missile strikes have significantly battered the country's power grid. In an interview with media outlet RBK Ukraine published on Monday, Klitschko said that following the latest Russian missile strikes on Wednesday, the Kiev authorities managed to restore water supplies and ensure that all residential buildings were being heated by Saturday morning. The power for most homes was also largely restored within a few days, the official said. It's like weird. Literally about like seeing double. I'm not even sure. I think I was down there. However, despite the authorities' efforts to prevent a massive citywide power outage, the city is preparing for various scenarios. When asked by journalists to comment on reports in the German media about evacuation contingency plans, Klitschko replied, "I don't rule out the worst scenario." Let me switch monitors with this. See if I can get one that... No. Nope. All the same. There won't be a complete evacuation, maybe a partial one, but you can't really call it an evacuation. He explained that it would be a temporary relocation of certain categories of people to the outskirts where there might be services. The mayor, however, renewed calls for people to move to their summer houses where there is water, a fireplace. Klitschko also acknowledged that while the authorities in Kiev hope to restore damaged energy infrastructure in a matter of weeks with the help of Western equipment, we should be prepared for the fact that outages could continue until the spring. Last Wednesday, Russia's permanent representative of the UN, Vasily Nebenzia, claimed that damage to residential buildings and civilian casualties are really happening because of the Ukrainian air defenses, which are deployed not in city suburbs, but rather in city centers. He went on to cite as an example of a missile strike on a residential building in the city of Vyshgorod earlier the same day, which claimed the lives of 7 civilians, leaving dozens more injured. Nebenzia claimed that the building had been hit with American air defense missiles supplied to Kiev. And I'm not going to read the last few sentences. This is something, of course, to keep an eye on. I really do think that the strikes are going to be much more often and much more severe. So I also think that the defense is going to be much more aggressive as well. And, of course, offense from Ukraine, I think, will be more aggressive too. So I do see there being an escalation. I know there are a lot of people that were saying, oh, winter's coming, they're going to quit fighting, winter's coming, it's over. No, it ain't. Russia's been practicing cold weather operations for like years upon years. They've been getting ready for this, and in my opinion, been getting ready for a much, much larger conflict. We'll see. Okay. And I am like really seriously having a problem reading. It's weird. It's almost like you shined a flashlight in my eyes. And to be honest, I can actually see a little bit better. Well, not once I start to focus. Or not focus. You know how when you look at something, you adjust your eyes to focus? Yeah, when I do that, it gets blurry. It goes double. But it's almost like somebody shined a flashlight straight in my eyes. Anyway. Eating bugs should be the new norm, says Washington Post. Yeah, I'm thinking not. Again, you're going to see this is going to be really pushed. And this is just all part of it. And I can't begin to tell you all of the things that, all the implications there could be, all of the agendas behind this. But I do see that there could be many. I know they want to get people away from protein as much as they can. Let's see. And the reason why is because, well, if you don't eat protein, your mind is pretty easy to control. EU drug super cartel taken down. By the way, that's how cults used to do it. Probably still do. I remember back when I did hydraulics work, we had a RV come through, and they basically just wondered they could, I guess today's terminology would be boondock, in the parking lot for, I think, a couple days or whatever. It's really kind of not a big issue as long as they did as they said they were going to do, and they did. They didn't cause any problem. And I don't know if there are 4, 5, 6 people or whatever in the RV, and you could tell they're freedom love all, you know what I mean? And they ate seeds. That's all they ate was seeds. And the whole reason for that is to break people's will. When you don't have those proteins, when you don't have even remotely close to a proper diet, you can't think straight. And you can be very, very easily controlled. And that's what they're trying to do. They have been, and I know I probably sound like a
got a tinfoil hat on. But they have been taking any and all nutrition out of our foods for a very, very long time. The biggest reason there's so many overweight people in the United States isn't necessarily because they're eating themselves to death. I mean, don't get me wrong. They need to watch that. They need to take responsibility for that. But the biggest part of it is because they're eating empty calories. Because our food is crap. And even the supposed good food is crap. We don't have good food. And in the United States of America, we don't have good protections. It is sad when places like the EU have far greater protections on their foods, on their drugs, on their chemicals that are allowed to be used. Well, not allowed to be used. It's amazing just the number of dyes that are banned there. Food dyes. Meaning the companies, right? The same companies that are making foods that you're buying and consuming are making foods for these other countries in which they have to change up the ingredients to make it legal to sell. Because those countries or area, whatever, have deemed some of those ingredients to be unsafe for consumption. But the United States never does that. And every time that in the United States something in foods or medicines or anything starts to get up there higher levels towards the threshold of what we're supposed to have, well, they just raise the threshold. That makes it all okay. And we allow this. Anyway, that has nothing to do with drug cartels. Apparently in the EU, there was a super cartel. And the whole thing that I wanted to point out in this is about the EU, right? We're talking Spain, France, Belgium, Netherlands, and the UAE. Right? Right? Just in case you might have missed those, that would have been Spain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and the UAE. Let's read on. The operation, which involved law enforcement agencies of the respective nations, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration... Wait, what? Wait. What? The United States didn't even any of the countries... Oh, but they have to work closely with other countries so they can get a good handle on this. And, well, the United States has intel in it. Well, damn right United States has intel. The UK, the EU, all these areas handed every bit of their citizens over to the United States when it comes to surveillance. And these nations, they actually surveil each other's countries because of legal things they can get away with that way. So, like, it might be the UK that's actually surveilling us and then turning that data over to the U.S. government. And then the U.S. government is surveilling the UK citizens and then turning that data over to the UK. You're not turning it, you know what I mean. Not turn it over like that. No. It's for advertising purposes. That's all. It's advertising. I just think it's mind-blowing I don't think it's right. Because I look at everything involving that. The fact that, again, U.S. taxpayers are footing the bill for the United States to be conducting mass surveillance campaigns on other nations, and including the whole drug thing. I just find that amazing. Anywho, I guess her chat's still connected okay. I'm sure my chat disconnected and reconnected. I don't know. Anyway, mines are getting a little better. They're doing a little better. Yeah. I have no idea what the hell was up with that. Okay. I told you I was up like wee hours of the morning, so I got a couple of headlines that I shared out that was available then. Let's see. Global economy. Oh, I actually read that one to you. Rising prices force Germans to change shopping habits, says survey. U.S. worried about unintended consequence of arming Ukraine, says Wall Street Journal. CERN's Hadron Collider, latest victim of energy crisis. Yeah, that's much better. I mean, I'm telling you. Hang on. Time out. Let me open up one of these. Let me see if it was the white. I mean, you know, not being racist or nothing, but let me see if it was the white. Well, that cracker... No, I'm kidding. It might have been the white. It might have been too much light. Because, I mean, it was like somebody shining a flashlight in my face. I can actually see it now and read it to where I really struggled a while ago. Anywho. Let's see. U.S. diplomat reveals contents of spy chief talks. Oil prices slump on demand concerns. Russian mass shooter faces life behind bars. Boeing offers to make bombs for Ukraine, says Reuters. You surprised? Ukrainian terror plot in Zaporozhye is foiled, says Moscow. Erdogan hints at mending ties with Syria. Arsenic found in body of jailed ex-Georgian president, says a lawyer. Kiev planning to retake Crimea in 2023, says an economist. Russia to keep gas flowing to landlocked European nation. Mayor Kiev warns of potential evacuation. Oh, I read that one. Merriam-Webster reveals word of the year. And it was like gaslighting or something to that effect. Gaslight or gaslighting, one of the two. Fauci lectures China on lockdowns. Oh, no, I doubt that. That would be something that would be a little more all the time kind of thing. That's just more or less it kind of came and went. I've got a little bit of blurriness left, but not much. Let's see. And by the way, that happens to me from time to time. It just happens. I have hot spells, cold spells. Once in a while, I get dizzy at times. I don't know what's wrong. Let's see. Russian wheat takes Egypt by storm. Poles killed in Ukraine to get American burial, says media. U.S. and EU alliance heading for ugly divorce, says ex-Russian president. And yeah, I would agree with that headline. I think there's a lot of loyalty that's going to be lost over the whole them needing energy thing. EU moves to equate sanctions evasion with terrorism. And that would be a mistake to allow that. Russia-led free trade bloc seeks joint payment system with BRICS. Monkeypox gets rebranded. Twitter cracks down on radical Antifa-affiliated accounts. Media pushes Biden to drop Assange charges. FTX implosion claims another crypto victim. I read that one. Westminster Hall damaged during Queen's funeral. U.S.-Russia talks on arms control postponed. Facebook parent company fined over data leak. Pope Francis makes racially charged comment against Russians. Biden's ex-disinfo czar registers as foreign agent. How do you like them apples? Let's see. Thousands poised to rush to southern U.S. border, says media. U.S.-Russia deconfliction line used only once, says Reuters. 8 EU states failed to agree on Russian oil price cap. Elon Musk... Oh, I actually read that one. And that's all of them. Yay. Done deal. Okay. I don't know. I do have something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll see. I usually, it happens. Sometimes I get dizzy spells and I'll just feel off for a little bit, and I don't know, it goes away after a while. So anyway, I am going to get out of here, and God willing, be back tomorrow and do it again. I appreciate everybody coming. Hope to see you tomorrow. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.